Good evening. Hi, I'm Stampin' Dee Dee, and it is Dying to Know. Tonight is Dying to Know, and I'm so glad to be here with you. Let me make sure that I know what you can see. Oh, yes. Good. Good, good. It's turned the right way. I tell you what. All right. So, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And on the first Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock, I do Dying to Know. And that's when we look at a bundle, a stamp set and dies or punch. And we just look to see how it can be used and what every piece is for. And tonight is a really unique set because of the dies. The stamps are beautiful, but the dies are what make this set so unusual. So I'm really anxious to get started with this for you. But first of all, I want to remind you that not all, but select sets of the Designer Series paper, Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper, are on sale 15% off. So you can, I think only the specialty ones will not be on sale. But all of the, I believe it's 1250 sets are on sale 15% off, and I think it brings it down to 10 something per set. So if you have any that you've been wanting to get in there, go on there and order before they're gone, because I think some of the sets are going to disappear quickly. And if you do not have a demonstrator that you order from, somebody who helps you out and you place your orders through, I would love to help you. I would love to be that person for you. And this is my online business store. So DeannaBlackman.stampinup.net is where you would go, and you can place your order there. And if you'll text me or email me or comment on here, I would be glad to help you. So this is my blog, stampindeediespot.blogspot.com, and every Facebook Live that I do, I put the details on my blog. So if you need to look at the cards more closely, or maybe you didn't quite catch the measurements and you don't want to go back through the video, just go to my blog and everything will be there. I would love it if you would go over to the left and click follow, put your email address in, and then you'll be notified every time I post something on my blog. And I post everything that I do live on Facebook Live. So go there and take a look around and see what you can find. Also, don't forget to use your bonus days coupons. You have until the end of this month to use them, so don't forget to use them. And if you're local, I am having a redemption party and would love to have you attend. And you'll have the opportunity at the redemption party to redeem your coupons. So the details are all on this website where you're watching the video, or on my group page, Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings and Designs. So go look at the details and let me know by next Saturday, by this coming Saturday, that you'll be there. The redemption party is August 17th. It's that morning. So let me know if you're interested in coming, if you're local. We'd love to have you. All right, I'm looking on here. Also, if you're watching this live, please comment and let me know. I love to know who's watching, and I look to see if you're there. And thank you for doing that. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for doing that as well. Or if you're watching it on YouTube, I so appreciate that. Please comment, give me a thumbs up, click subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll be notified every time I post something on YouTube. So I really appreciate my followers, and thank you for doing that. And hi, Kay, I see that you're on here. Thanks for commenting and letting me know, and I hope that you're well. So, spotlight on nature. Let's look at it and see what's in this set. So first of all, the stamps are gorgeous. Look at this flower. These stamps will give you a great opportunity to color with blends if you enjoy doing that. But you can also stamp these things in colors, and I'll show you how I do that on my cards. You don't have to color it in if you don't want to. So, it's also got a couple of background stamps that are really cool. And the butterfly, I love the butterfly. Your sentiment, dear friend, and thanks. So not a lot of sentiments on this set, but the stamps, the images are just great. But I think the highlight of this set, of this bundle, are the dies. Look at these circle dies. So there are 12 circle dies. And you've got 2 different sets. So I kind of did this to give you an idea. So this pattern is one of the patterns that the dies have. I'm going to try to show it to you and see if you can see the ridges all the way around this. I think maybe this way. Yeah, there you go. The ridges all the way around this. And the other one, the other large one is this one. So this, let me get it up. This die is what cuts this one. And it comes out with the leaf pattern. And then this die is the one that cuts this one. You can see the ridges. That's what leaves the ridges. And then these patterns are repeated. Well, there is a third pattern. This is the third pattern. And let's see, the second largest one on this set incorporates that pattern. So this is another pattern that you get. So on this one, you have this pattern, and then you have this pattern. And then you have the ridges. So then you have the ridges, which actually is this one with designer series paper. And then they're repeated again with the next 3. This one, then this one, then this one. And then on the other set, let me put these down. On the other set, it starts with the ridged pattern. And then it goes to the flower pattern. And then to the dotted line pattern. And then it repeats those 3 patterns. So what a variety of circles, of patterns. And let's look. Let me get this back in here. And the smallest one, this is the largest one. And this is the smallest one. So look at the difference in size. And then you've got 12 different circles. From largest to smallest, 2 different times. All right. So we're going to set these aside. And let me show you. Well, I've got some of the, I've got this stamp on a block already. This flower stamp, it's so delicate, so pretty. And then you've got this leaf stamp that coordinates with it. And then you've got this gorgeous butterfly. Now, I will show you on some of the cards where let me just go ahead and start showing you the cards. So I'm going to set this aside. So this first card, I simply stamped it on the card front, the basic white card front, and then, well, even before I stamped it, I used my blending brush and blended a couple of colors on. I think here I used Petunia Pop and Pretty in Pink. And stamped it in black over those colored areas. And then I ran it through an embossing machine. Ran it through with an embossing folder. And you can see. And then I used one of the circle dies for my sentiment piece. And I did, for the friend, I used a mask. Let me show you. So this stamp is Dear Friend. And I have this Post-it tape. So I just tore me off a little piece of the Post-it tape. And then I put it over the deer. Because all I wanted for this one was friend. So I just covered up my deer. And then I inked up my stamp with black ink. So all it's going to ink up is the friend, the word friend. And then before I stamped it, because you're going to get black ink now on this. And then I took that off and stamped friend on my white cardstock. Such an easy way to use that stamp in multiple ways. All right. So there's that one. And then on this one, I employed several of the circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of the circles. But what I did was I cut this one and cut the center out of it with probably this circle die. I just didn't want the center in there. And then I popped this up around this one. I did use this background stamp. This one right here. I used it with the Pretty in Pink around the sentiment. Now this sentiment came from a different set. So I needed this card, so I did it from a different set. And then I used the In Color Designer Series paper and cut from that and from that. And all three of these patterns are from the In Color Designer Series paper pack. And then my Pretty in Pink ribbon and some Pretty in Pink gems. And inside I just used a strip of the same Designer Series paper. Okay. So we've got that one. And on this one, I used a series of circles. And I wanted to do it in monochromatic. So I chose the oranges. And I started with Petal Pink. And then I think I did Flirty Flamingo and Calypso Coral and Cajun Craze. And I used this hash stamp right here. I used it around on the card base, probably in the Flirty Flamingo. And then I layered these. I just layered one right on top of the other. And it gives this concentric circle Look, I love that. And then I stamped my butterfly on the petal pink piece. And my sentiment, thanks. All right. And just use the hash marks in here. So another one. This one, I used 2 of the dies together to end up with this frame. And then I cut this one in the white. I popped the frame up around this die. I stamped my image. I stamped my butterfly in Petunia Pop, my image in the blueberry bushel. I did fussy cut this. And I'll tell you, if you are one that does not like fussy cut, just do it and practice it over and over and over, and I promise you it'll get a lot easier and you'll begin to enjoy it. And there are so many ways that you can use the designer series paper or stamps like this if you fussy cut it. On my sentiment, I stamped my thanks on one, the dear friend on the other. I just cut the square around, or straight edges around the thanks. And then I just cut sort of the outline of the dear friend and put them on separately. So another way that you can incorporate these circle dies onto a card, and then I stamp my butterfly on the inside. This next one, I used a different stamp totally. I used the Fields in Bloom that I did a tutorial on, a video on not too long ago, just a week or two, a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And I stamped the Fields in Bloom on white. Went ahead and did my scene, my clouds and my birds and flowers, and then I used the larger die and cut it out and just mounted that in then on designer series paper and embossed paper. So another way that you can incorporate those dies. And then on this one, I incorporated just the stamp. I used the designer tags stamp for the die for this tag, and the Irresistible Blooms for this particular die. But I stamped this flower onto this, and I love that flower. So another way that you can use your stamps from this. So all of these cards can be made using this set. And what I'm going to do then is take this one right here, and we're going to make it together. So I'll show you how to do the frame and how I did the sentiment. All right. So we start, let me get my paper over here. We start with the blueberry bushel card base, and I'm just going to grab my bone folder and give this a crease. I forgot to score it. So just do it this way. All right. And then this is from the Country Woods paper pack. And I'm going to cut it down. I think I'll go this way. I think I have it cut right. I'm going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. So I think this is at 4. Nope. Oh, that's at 5 1/4. Yep, and I want it to go this way. So I'm going to do the 5 1/4. Yeah, I'm going to have to, I think I'll cut my 4 first. Save my piece, maybe use it on the envelope or on the inside. My 5 1/4. Well, I still ended up doing it opposite. I tell you what. All right, so we have our base. And then I used the, what is it? Thoughtful Journey. Let me look. We've got several. It is Thoughtful Journey. I had it right. I used the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper for the frame. So I could use either side, but I like to incorporate the Petunia Pop color. So I'm going to use that and get my dies. And I want the ridge die to be my outside. And then I need one of the other dies for the inside for the second layer. So I'll just use this one. It'll cut it from the inside and it'll leave me a circle with that pattern, which I'll use on another card. All right. So I'm going to need to cut this down. So I'm going to cut at least 2 inches off of this. Let me see. Yeah. So I'm going to cut 2 inches off of it and use that on another card. And now I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. And what you want to do is space these evenly. It's pretty even. And I want the petal Petunia Pop in there, and the fresh freesia. All right, so I'm going to get I'm gonna secure it down. Right here. And I'm going to run it through my die cut machine real quickly. All right. So we'll take the top off. Take these off. So this is the extra piece that I'll have to use on another project, but this is going to leave my ring. I'm going to have to work it off. Here we go. There we are. There's our ring. So let me put that back over here. Put my rings right here. So here we have our ring. Now I'm also going to need to cut my center. And for that, looks like I used the die with the dashes. So it's this one right here. And it'll be that die. And so that's the one I'll use for my centerpiece. But what I'm going to do is stamp it first. So let me get my stamp. My Blueberry Bushel ink. I ink this up. Okay. Stamp it right here. And now I'll position this around my image the way I want it to be. And run it through real quick. And once again, we have our image, and it's going to have lots of little pokey holes. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out while I have it on the plate here. I guess that's most of that. The best way to get these off of your plate is with another piece of cardstock. Now, there's a lot of little pokes that I need to do in this one, but I'm not going to do it right now. And I'm going to get these and dump them in the trash. Okay. So now we have our image and we have our frame. Just like that. We have our card base. All we need now are our sentiments and our butterfly. I'm going to do the butterfly on this. Let me get the butterfly out. Put it on a block. Use my Petunia Pop. Put it right here on this. There we go. I'm not going to take time right now to do the inside, but what I would do is stamp another butterfly on the inside. And then this is for my sentiments. So, again, I need my Blueberry Bushel. Hi, Sheila. Thanks for watching. All right. So, let me get my dear friend. I'll do it first. There's that. And then my thanks. Doesn't matter that I got a little ink there because I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to take my snips. Actually, I'm going to use my trimmer. I'm more confident with my trimmer. And I'm going to come right along where right along there. To get rid of that little stamp boo-boo. I'm just going to trim around this thanks. One more time, just a little bit off the top. Okay, there we go. We have our thanks ready to go. And then for our other one, I just trim around it. So I'll just start here and go around the F for friend, come back up, come up around the D, I'm going to cut that off so it doesn't bug me. Up over the F, up over the D, and down and around. There's my dear friend and my thanks. Now the butterfly. We're going to fussy cut this butterfly. But it's like I said, the more you fussy cut, the easier it gets. I promise. And it gives you so much potential. So much more that you can do with your stamps and with your designer series paper. A lot of our designer series papers now have so many images on them that coordinate that you can fussy cut and use on your cards. And I love that. I love that because I may or may not have the dies that go with that set, but I can still make use of that paper. Now, the hardest part of this butterfly are the antenna. And you just have to decide for yourself how much of it you want to cut. You can just leave the middle. I didn't on the other one. Let me see about this one. Well, I think I'm going to cut the middle just a little bit. I'm just going to go down a little ways on both sides. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, so we're ready to put our card together. We've got our die cutting done, our stamping, our fussy cutting. So let me get my, hopefully this is going to work. I put a new top on it. Oh, yes. It quit working. I think it just got so clogged up, even though I cleaned it, it just wouldn't work. So I'm put this on. And then I'm going to put the center on where I want it to be. Leaving room on both sides and at the top for the frame. And then I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. Both sides would work, but I want that petal, petunia pop in there. So I'm just going to be careful that they don't hang over the edge. So I'll use several around here. Okay. Almost done. One more. Let me see if I can get them off with this. The backs are always a challenge, but this works great. Ah, there we go. We've got them all off. Now I'm going to put the pink toward the bottom. And I just need to get it to where it goes around the edge without going over it. And you've got some flexibility here. There we go. And you know, I did drift over the edge with this one, so I'm just cutting it off a little bit. All right, there we have that, and then I'm going to use regular dimensional just on the, because this is going to sit on this, which is already popped up, so I just want one dimensional right down here, up. I want it to show. All right. And if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of glue right there. There he is. And then I'm also going to use dimensionals for my sentiment. I have pieces everywhere, aren't I? And I put that right on the edge here. Thanks, dear friend. I'm going to use the minis for this one, just because it's narrow. All right. Just need two. There we go. Thanks, dear friend. And all I have left are my iridescent pearls. And I decided to put them on the butterfly. So we're going to put one right, whoops, there went my pearl. I caught it on there. One. You know what? That's a bigger one. I don't want the bigger one. I want the little bitties. Now where'd it go? It got away from me that time. There it is. Right there. And here. Yeah, they do get away from you. There. All right, we've got our pearls on, our sentiment, everything. It's ready to go. So that's how you use a frame. I can still see that there. The edge, you know, nobody's going to notice that but me. But I'll notice it every time I look at it. All right. So we have our frame, we have our butterfly, we have our sentiment, our image in the center. And see, this is just one of those. I didn't feel that it was necessary to color any of that in. I just used the color that I wanted on it. And I think they look great. All right, here we are. So we have used the Spotlight on Nature dies to make several cards. Here are the dies and the dies and the stamp. There we go. So I hope I have shown you some ways that you can use this set and the dies included to create unique cards. So if you have any questions, if you need measurements or anything like that, you can go to my blog, stampindidispot.blogspot.com, and everything will be there. If you have any questions, just comment, and I will always go back and look to see what your comments are. Thank you, Kay. I'm so glad y'all are here. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget about your bonus card, your bonus days coupon codes. It's a mouthful. And, you know, if you're local, the redemption party coming up. So also Designer Series paper on sale. Oh, I did want to tell you that the dies for this, I just found out today, are not available, but they will be August 26th. So be watching for them. They're obviously very popular. So they should be back in stock the week of August 26th. All right. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you again for watching. God bless.